G'day folks, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Hope you guys are doing well. In the previous episode, we started what I assume is Act 3, and we had to sort of do this long rest, which was actually pretense for a bit of a Githyanki attack, leading to saving our Guardian, and boy oh boy, a lot of revelations in the previous one, but it turns out this Guardian of ours is actually a Mind Flayer, known as the Emperor. Now, he was at some point a thrall of the Absolute, but managed to break free. That's sort of my read on the entire situation. And to top things off, we also have this Githyanki, and this Gith is actually Prince Orpheus, the one that we've been reading about in all of those Githyanki sort of tablet things. And yeah, it turns out the source of his power is from Orpheus himself. Now, I'm not entirely sure where the story is going to take us with Orpheus, whether or not we would have, any way of freeing him. I guess maybe if you really wanted to, you could, but he might want to take revenge, perhaps, and attack us, because there was that indication that that's what he would do if we would try to free him. But anyway, we're going to continue on, obviously. There's a whole bunch of stuff for the taking, so we may as well just do that right now. I might actually just break everyone off just in case, because I don't want people accidentally walking around in the fire or anything like that. But yeah, interesting stuff happening here. So we do obviously need to portal our way out, but we will do that in a second. Now, I was considering whether or not I want to just continue without worrying about doing any rests or anything like that, but I figure there's actually quite a lot of development here, so it might actually be a good idea just to simply do another long rest at this point. So we'll do that once we, I guess, cross to the normal plane. Inscribed Githyanki slate. Symbolic drawings etched over a forgotten text. Two figures, one an imposing female with a regal aspect, the other a devil, his face twisted with wry charm. Their hands meet in exchange of an artifact, the astral prism. Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure where the astral prism has come from exactly. But this would seem to suggest that perhaps maybe Vlaakith obtained it from a devil or gave it to a devil or whatever. Maybe. Anywho, let's continue looting. Not entirely sure if there's really anything super worthwhile here. Perhaps maybe some of these scrolls that these monks have been carrying. Now we'll interact with the what is this? The astral globe of domination in just a second, just to see what our options could be if we decided that we wanted to free Orpheus. I mean, if we ally ourselves with Orpheus, surely Orpheus can just provide his power to us to prevent us from being dominated by the Absolute. What was that? Boots of uninhibited Kushigo. Experienced and deadly, the wearer deals additional damage equal to their wisdom modifier with unarmed strikes. I feel like all of the Kushigo stuff is good if you're planning on being a monk and relying on your fists basically to do most of the damage. Divine Bone Shard. The hell is that? Perhaps maybe it's a crafting material, because I don't see it in our inventory here. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, brains everywhere. And I do want to jump up this way. Ah, that's a shame. Anything else? I think that might be it. Let's just jump back down. We'll gather up the party. And I don't know if I should be speaking to the Emperor a little bit more. And whether or not there's anything else that he'll tell us. Let's do a quick save, just in case we're about to get ourselves into trouble here.
The orb hums with cerebral magic, permeable, but impenetrable.
Ooh, look at this.
The Githyanki prince is as silent as a corpse, but for the murmur of his powers being siphoned away.
Yeah, there are these stones that keep him in place. My assumption, though, is that if we did start attacking that, the Emperor would just turn hostile. Would be kind of interesting to see what happens.
There is nothing further I can do for you right now. Consider using my gift.
I'm sort of just trying to think of how things could play out here. Like, if we manage to defeat the Absolute, wouldn't the Emperor just want to, you know, try to continue the grand design, but in his way? Or not? Because he used to be some kind of a human, right, that lives in Baldur's Gate, and in fact still does live in Baldur's Gate in hiding. Perhaps his allegiances are with Baldur's Gate more so than anything else. So, and I don't really know if this is like an evil thing to do if we freed Orpheus, or if it's not. Like, I'm confused, guys. I really feel like I should try and free him, but then, like, can we have him sort of operating together with the Emperor amicably? I don't know. I guess that's why we've done the quick save, because we can always reload from here. I'm just gonna try this and see what happens, guys.
The rock resists all attempts to shatter it.
No. Alright, so there's no way we can get him out, basically. Alright, well, let's move on in that case.
It's been a long day. I'll need to rest soon.
Okay, and everyone's just like back in their positions, ready to just have that sleep. Mysterious artifact. Isn't this just the astral prism, though? I know we generally keep the astral prism with Shadowheart, right? So, okay, I don't see the ability to check on Shadowheart's inventory right now, but perhaps maybe we can do that when we next get the chance. I sort of want to take a look if there is actually a difference between the two. Time to loot these guys. Okay, I guess they all didn't really have anything. Various people do want to speak to us. Lae'zel, obviously she's probably got an opinion about what's happening with Orpheus. Who knows? Who knows what kind of quest line we might get on that front. But let's start with Will.
By Baldur's bones, this is a lot to take in. Let's see if I've got this right. 1, we've been carrying a mind flayer around with us this whole time. 2, it's been appearing as someone else in our dreams, cajoling us to embrace our new illithid talents. 3, the mind flayer's been siphoning a Githyanki prisoner's powers to shield us from the Absolute's voice. Did I miss anything?
Pretty much covers everything off. Well, there's the matter of Duke Stelmane and the Knights of the Shield.
How could I forget? One of Baldur's Gate's most distinguished figures, a mind flayer's ally. Sensational tales, aren't they? Almost unbelievable. With a narrator so unreliable, how do we tell fact from fiction? I can't pretend I have the answer, but I know the Illithid's right about one thing. It holds our fates in its talons. Until the Absolute falls, there's no getting rid of it.
Yeah, I don't know about pursuing the Illithid powers any further. Because there's the tadpole that we got to keep. The Astral Touched Tadpole. This parasite is capable of evolving you, or another Illithid-infected companion, into a new, more psionically powerful being. I'm probably not going to take it, guys. I know I've been taking tadpoles all this time, but I'm probably going to stop doing that. I guess maybe a lot of these ones are locked until we take the astral version. That's my guess. Or it could be that we just simply need to unlock all of them to get to the next tier. But yeah, I'm not going to take the astral one. Let me pop these in just randomly because I can. It's not that I'm going to be using any of the skills, to be fair, but we can unlock them anyway. And yeah, the only one that I'm really interested in is Psionic Overload. Force Tunnel doesn't seem too bad either, but yeah, that's sort of where I'm going with it. At some point, I think I'm going to do a bit of tidying up of some of the skills that we have here. There's probably a whole bunch that I'm never ever going to use, and therefore would be good to just remove them from the hotbar. And yeah, I may need to do something similar for, you know, a whole bunch of other people as well, but let's cross that bridge later. Lae'zel?
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet.
The blood of the mother? Who is he exactly?
Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of Vlaakith. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed Vlaakith our ruler. The first Vlaakith of many. It is Vlaakith 157 whom my people now call Queen.
157. That's a lot of Vlaakiths.
Yes. Our current queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle, or so the Varshas teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps.
What happens now?
We meet Voss in the city, and we obtain the key to freeing Orpheus from his prison. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way.
Okay, so I guess that's one of the reasons why we're going to be meeting Voss. Yeah, I suppose the third option there is just an option to convince someone to take that particular tadpole and evolve, right? So let's talk about Orpheus.
What about him?
Why is he called the Prince of the Comet?
The historical slates describe Orpheus as a fearsome, terrible creature, powerful beyond measure, and enthralled by the Geich. So mad with power, he'd smash through the Githyanki Empire and deliver the shards to his illithid masters. And glowing with such psionic force that he and his red dragon blazed a trail through the skies. A lethal comet careening towards my people. Lies, of course. Vlaakith spread a false image of Orpheus as monstrous betrayer, and her knights as the butchers who sliced him through. She was right to fear him, I'll grant her that. So great is the comet, it could shatter her reign.
Why did Vlaakith keep Orpheus alive all those millennia ago?
The Emperor may be loathsome, but it's right. Orpheus can disrupt a Geich hive mind. A talent like that makes the Prince a powerful shield and a powerful weapon. Why destroy a weapon like that, when you can contain it in a relic and keep it for yourself?
Well, that explains a little bit of the origins of the artifact that we've been keeping. The question is whether or not it's a Gith design, or if it was created by something or someone else, somewhere else, aside from, you know, the Gith. Oh, but it does have, like, Gith, like, runes on it, doesn't it? Why would Vlaakith want Orpheus dead now, if he's so valuable, alive?
A weapon is only an asset for as long as it isn't pointed at you. The means of Vlaakith's own end has been ripped away from her. Better to have Orpheus killed than to risk his escape. Better to risk the rise of illithids than let the Prince of the Comet deny her the godhood she craves.
Who were the hostile Githyanki in the prison?
Orpheus's honor guard, loyal to the end. Trapped by Vlaakith in the same prism holding their noble prince, fruitlessly hacking at the sphere that contains him. They see us as Geich, tadpoled husks in the Emperor's thrall. I regret their deaths, but I pledge to live as they perished, in the service of Gith's son.
Okay, well, that confirms her intentions then. She definitely wants to free Orpheus. Maybe there is a way.
Very well.
Yeah, okay. That's that. Let's take a look at the journal very quickly. So we can either control the Elder Brain or destroy the Elder Brain. I think this is something that we were sort of contemplating, and then, you know, we were sort of saying we'll, I guess, make a decision when we come to it. We're gonna do what needs to be done, so to speak. Gather your allies. Yep, we know about that. Free Orpheus. So we need to find Voss. Embrace your potential. Again, I think this is something that we're going to not do. Githyanki warrior. Lae'zel is eager to speak with Voss. Yeah, okay. Cool. Let's continue on. And let's have a chat with whoever else is around. I'm surprised that we don't have Shadowheart sitting over there. Where is everyone? I mean, Holson is right here. And he is in the party as well. I guess maybe it's just the people that we have in the party with us that will show up in camp. Maybe.
So your confidant was a mind flayer all along. Disquieting, to say the least.
Okay, well, if that's everyone that we can speak to, then I suppose we just need to have a sleep. Is that what we need to do? Yeah, it does say up the top. Oh, actually, no, that's if I'm hovering. We could go through the astral portal once again, if we really wanted to. Forgot about this dead Gith over here. I'll just quickly check. Just in case there's anything worthwhile. Figures. Right, let's have a sleep. And let's see where things take us next. Alright, is everyone back? Yes, everyone's here, so we should be able to continue having various chats with various people. Why is your hair all white? What the hell happened there? Is that a bug? Maybe. Do these guys have an opinion about what's just happened?
Looking forward to a bit of rest, if I'm honest.
Be gone, friend. I have a darling to adore.
Karlach?
Gods. A mind flayer's been getting their tentacles all over our dreams this whole time. I'm really not sure about putting any trust at all in this thing. It's already shown itself a liar. I've got my eyes on the Emperor, and Karlach doesn't blink.
Okay, so she's not impressed, obviously. Everyone's got their own opinions about the entire situation, I guess.
Oh, we have a new look for a new Shadowheart. Nice as it is, she still doesn't have the best hair in the camp.
Okay, right, so definitely something going on there with Shadowheart's hair. I'll have a chat with her. in a sec.
No more radiant sight than that of someone who's learned to love themselves anew. Shadowed in name, but no longer in spirit. It suits her.
I wonder if he says anything about
I
Shadowheart.
was concerned when I saw Shadowheart creeping about with a blade in the dead of night, but it was just to cut her hair, it seems. It suits her.
Okay, let's have a chat with her. See what she says. Very surprising look, though. The whole thing with the white hair. She hasn't really changed the style too much, though.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something?
Of course.
How are you faring?
Not sure what to feel. My parents are alive, and I need to save them. I'm lucky to have you by my side. I don't think I could face what's to come otherwise.
Okay. Let's leave. And if I speak to her again, does she mention anything about her hair?
Be honest. What do you think of the new look?
I love it.
Well, I'm glad someone does. Perhaps I'll get used to it. I have a lot to get used to right now.
I wonder why she changed her hair color to white, though. Seems unnecessary, although I guess maybe if you wanted to sort of pronounce to the world of a big change to your fundamental self, I guess that's one way to do it. I guess maybe these guys might make a comment about Shadowheart's
Love
change.
Shadowheart's new look. Softer, less severe. It suits her.
Okay. And what about Lae'zel?
Something is different about Shadowheart. New facial creases, perhaps. A fresh battle scar I hadn't noticed. Bah, it eludes me.
Really? You don't see, like, the the most obvious thing? All that white hair? You're not even gonna touch on that? Alright, so I am also thinking, since we're in the camp right now, it's been a long time coming, but perhaps maybe I want to take a look at alchemy, because I've not touched that at all. So I'm just curious to see what can be done and how to actually you know, use alchemy properly. So we need salts of rogue's morsel, any suspension, and then we get a potion of healing. So do we not have any salts? So there's this button that says extract all ingredients. We've apparently got a few more recipes now. Salts of Rogue's Morsel. And I need Rogue's Morsel. Ah, I think the problem is I don't actually have all of the ingredients with me. That might actually help if I grabbed everything. So if I did that, there's probably a whole bunch of ingredients that are sort of just sitting here as well, which I do need to try and tidy up. I might try to do that between episodes though, but yeah. So we should now have the salts that we need. So how does it work exactly? Do I have to... Bear with me, guys. Oh, why? Okay. Having trouble trying to move stuff around. There. So if I open that, and then now go here, I should be able to sort of drop things in where I need them to go. Rogue's Morsel. Again, maybe I just need to extract all the ingredients. Yeah, okay, I see. I see. Right. And now I have all the ingredients that I need. Oh, don't really have a lot of salts of Rogue's Morsel to make the potions of healing. I might not worry about making this though, because it's not really the most potent thing that we have access to. And instead, it might be a good idea to keep... Like, would we have any other need for salts of Rogue's Morsel in any other potions? Because if so, it might actually be better for us to keep this. But the potions of greater healing, for instance, like, I could perhaps make use of that. We do have 15, but, you know, or... How do we get potion of superior healing? I know I saw what appeared to be potentially a recipe for that in the Last Light Inn, but we just simply couldn't get to it. So that was a little bit annoying, although, now that I think about it, Jaheira was in the way, right? So perhaps maybe with Jaheira assaulting Moonrise Towers, we could have gone in and actually gotten the recipe. Oh well, that ship has sailed now. I believe it has sailed. Yeah, I don't think we can really go back there. Alright, let's continue having a look here. So, potions of speed. Oh, okay. Salts of Rogue Morsel. So any salt can be used to make this. We just need Ashes of Hyena Ear. I find this to be a very interesting potion, and we might try to make use of it a little bit more. Glorious Vaulting. But I think the best thing about alchemy is probably all of this, the elixirs, which could give us a leg up in terms of combat. So Hill Giant might be good if you're trying to use that special bow that uses strength instead of dexterity. I forget what it's called. Tadpole Elixir. What does it do? Oh, right, so you can perhaps maybe get an additional level without having the need of having a tadpole, perhaps. Sublimate of Tongue of Madness. Isn't that stuff that we get from the Underdark? I think so. Elixir of the Colossus. Resistance to lightning, necrotic, poison, fire, bloodlust. What does this do? Sorry, what does this do though? Those willing to immerse themselves in savagery often reap a blood red reward. I feel like... Don't we have one of these? Five temporary hit points and an additional action. Could you use this and combine it with Rage? Because I feel like this could be something decent for... Karlach. And thematically, I feel like it's something that fits her. Ashes of Warg Fang. Why not? Let's craft one more of those, and then I'll give that to Karlach as well. Barkskin. Arcane Cultivation. From hedge wizards to high priests, these elixirs are coveted by spellcasters of any ilk. Yeah, I find it kind of strange that we wouldn't be able to find out what the thing does exactly. I'll craft one of these. Oh, this is a greater version, and then there's a normal version. I'll take a look at that. If I can bloody find it. Oh, maybe I have a few of them. Greater Elixir of Arcane Cultivation. Level 2 spell slots. Okay. Until long rest. An additional level 2 spell slot. Like, I don't understand what that means. Does that just simply grant you one additional... I guess it makes sense, because if you long rest, you'll recover everything anyway, but then you'll lose the one spell slot that you gain from here. My question is, if you have 4 level 2 spell slots already, would you get like a 5th? Yeah, that's a bit unclear to me. I'll send that to Gale. Seems like something that he would benefit from the most. Although, assuming warlocks can take it as well, I could perhaps maybe split a couple off to Will. Might be beneficial. I'll give Lae'zel some more bottles of this basic poison. And the drow poison as well. I might split that off. And give one to Lae'zel and one to Karlach. Let's go back to our alchemy. Yeah, this is the episode where I'm figuring out alchemy, guys. I know we're like 120 something episodes in. I just find though that with the way things are going, we've got plenty of spells that are probably better options than trying to use, you know, consumables. Though it could be good to have consumables for some people who, you know, might not be able to cast the spells on themselves, for instance. Coatings. Yeah, okay, like poisons and stuff like that. Simple toxins. Oil of accuracy. I think we've got quite a few of these. So let's not worry about coatings. And then everything else, I believe this is like just ingredients, right? So these are the things that you can actually craft. Is there any reason why we wouldn't just craft all of the things and just keep them? I'd be interested in knowing that, and feel free to leave some comments down below on that front. Another thing that I would like to do is to spend some time, I guess, getting Gale to learn a whole bunch of spells from scrolls. But I won't bore you with that in this episode because we've already looked at the alchemy. Basket of cabbages. I love how you can just like simply like grab like random things from the camp, but I don't want to be spending too much time doing that, to be honest. Send that to the camp stash and all of this as well. And I've probably got a few bits and pieces that can go in the stash as well. Okay, looking good. So, how do we leave this place? Oh, we have to leave from here. Goodness me.
We must find where Gortash and Orin have established themselves, and take their nether stones.
Okay. Are we in Baldur's Gate? I don't think we are. Because it did say that we were sort of in the outskirts, right? So it'll be interesting to see what kind of place we are stumbling into here. And I wonder if there's going to be then an Act 4. Maybe that could be likely. Just take people's stuff, sure. And we're also looking to see if we can try and make some more allies, right? So presumably we'll have some quests for that.
Always room for more.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum.
Tell me where she went, little one. I can try tracking her down.
She went looking for herbs. That's what she said. Said it was for the spots. She had them all in her hands and face. She said she wouldn't be gone long. But that was a whole 10 days ago.
The herbs you know for salving sores would take effect immediately. It seems unlikely this child's mother will return.
I think your mum will be gone for a while. Maybe best find somewhere safe to stay.
It does get quite cold out here. I'll have another look for her first. Thanks a lot.
I don't know if that was the best outcome. I keep forgetting to do this, but I should be preparing ourselves for potential combat. Why is everyone else... Yeah, why is everyone else not following us? I don't really get that. Oh, Lae'zel.
Breeds madness.
What are you doing? Come on.
Onward.
No time to rest. With haste.
I'm gonna try and find that kid again and see if we can have another conversation with him. Perhaps maybe he can join us in our camp. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, let's prepare for the worst. Stop moving around, people. Goodness me. Alright, and we do also want to speak with animals. So I did see... I don't know, was that a fox or maybe a dog running around? So many people. I guess maybe there's a lot of these people that we might not be able to interact with.
This one time, we'll make an exception.
Do you know where we're going? What kind of inn is it? Will there be feather beds?
Can't talk. I'm sorry. The little one needs all of my attention.
We told our son that this is a holiday to spare him the truth. We don't have homes to go back to.
Okay, these are refugees from somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where exactly. There's a Fist member here. Let's have a chat.
Turn back, citizen. No passage in this direction.
Why not?
It's bloodier than a butcher's backyard out there. Piles of dead absolutists, and a few of our own as well. The cultists assaulted the gate, armed to the teeth trying to break in. They nearly had it too, before the Steel Watch intervened.
Steel Watch? Is that some sort of fancy new rank of city watchman?
A little more than that. You'll see for yourself soon enough if you head to the city.
Yeah, okay, so the cult has already started their assault. Can we not go up this way? Yeah, we can. Oh, nope. Let's not steal stuff.
What's up for discussion?
No passage this way, I'm afraid. Turn back. It's for your own good.
Alright, let's head back down. Let me just take a look at the map here, and guess I need to decide where to go. Assuming the gate's sort of that way, I just want to do a sweep of the entire perimeter at the very least. Yeah, we can't really speak to any of the refugees, it seems.
What in the hells was that?
Whoa.
An earthquake, perhaps. Strong enough to rouse the dead, too.
What the hell?
Oh, yeah.
Gonna get your thugs to butcher my wife and kid, are you?
That's not what I meant. But if you do insist on continuing to be difficult...
Some kind of an argument going on there. We'll check that out in a second.
I'll take that.
That might be worth a look.
Okay, let's check it out. I did see a comment not so long ago mentioning something about, you know, whether or not I have any thoughts of who might be burying all of this treasure everywhere. And yeah, did not even give that a thought. And is there even any lore explanation behind that? But I assume various people just want to hide their stuff, you know, and for whatever reason they might have.
That's curious.
Okay, I think that's it up there. Interesting. Seems to be a way inside from up top here if we really needed to. Looks like maybe a refugee camp maybe over here. Shanty towns, perhaps.
Refugees can't stay here in Rivington. We're a danger to all of us.
You've got diseases. And any one of them could be a spy for the Absolute.
Back off and return to your homes. That's an order.
Why don't you protect us instead of these scruffy outlanders?
Okay, let's have a chat with these guys.
Baldurians! Stand with me against this tide that threatens to overwhelm us.
Please just go home. You're ruining a perfectly uneventful posting with this nonsense.
The Flaming Fists are supposed to protect this good city, but they allow trash and vermin to take our homes and goods. You're a true Baldurian, I can tell. You must understand why we need to keep these strays out of our city.
I thought cities were supposed to welcome folk of all walks of life. Clearly, I was mistaken.
Baldur's Gate is the most diverse city in all of Faerun. We should take them in with pride.
Another bleeding heart. Piss off and take it elsewhere.
Should have did the other one.
Between you and me, I don't think there are enough Flaming Fists here for these refugees.
I agree. There aren't nearly enough folk helping these refugees.
Oh, no. You misunderstand. I mean, anyone could be among these refugees. Us Baldurians can't feel safe with so many of them roaming about without proper supervision.
Let's hope Archduke Gortash can make a difference.
Yeah, about that.
I'm not paid to debate this.
Did she say anything else?
I'd certainly feel a lot safer if they brought a few steel watch down here to keep these refugees in check.
And what about the other guy?
You see them over there? Refugees? Ha! Naught but a cover. I know what they really are. Dyed-in-the-wool agents of the Absolute. Mark my words.
Praise the Absolute. A closed-minded drivel of someone who's never left the city. Typical.
How dare you? There's nothing at all wrong with this city. Or at least, there wasn't before this incursion. There's probably only a handful of rotten apples among them. Or, you know what they say about rot? It spreads quickly. Ruins the whole bunch.
But they may have a point, though. There could be some hidden cultists among them. You never know.
Oh, gods. Not another protester. Go talk to Nestor if you must. I've got plenty on my plate with these mewling geese.
Nestor.
I'm not paid
Okay.
to debate this civilian.
Ferg?
Tell me about the man behind the
Pay
hulking
taxes for
wall.
you to protect us, not these intruders.
I'm paid.
I took you for one of them for a moment. The refugees, that is. You're a recent arrival for sure, still bearing dust from the road. But you have something they lack. Dignity. These wretches have nowhere to call home, nothing to live off but what they carry, and nobody to help them but themselves. And me, of course.
We have a Robin Hood type of character here, maybe. How charitable of you.
Charity is a luxury. Fickle, occasional gestures from guilty hearts. I run a business. You'd be shocked by the sort of things they bring with them. Gold and jewels, they can't easily exchange. Heirlooms, rarities, sentimental items, even cremation urns. Alas,
Jeez.
you cannot eat grandmother's ashes, nor can you easily trade a golden candelabra for a bowl of soup. That is where I come in. Liquidity. Their heirlooms for my gold.
I mean, we could try detecting thoughts. I know we've got -1, but I'm okay with that. Let's try it. And sure, let's add a bonus.
Difficult
Nice.
to get a good day's trade done when I'm expected to keep watch for Shadowheart at the same time. Who knows when she'll finally turn up?
Aren't we supposed to be, like, trying to sneak in and free her parents from this group? Should we really be revealing that Shadowheart is in our party? I suppose I may as well, because, you know, they're not immediately hostile to us, right? We could still pretend. I have an acquaintance you might be more willing to deal with. Her name is Shadowheart.
Is that so? Well, perhaps you should retrieve her then.
So you're taking advantage of the desperate.
Your point being?
And what do you do with all these goods you're acquiring?
There is an enterprise within the city that I help to support. I know I said I wasn't given to charity, but this place is dear to my heart. I'd tell you more, but they value discretion above all. As do I.
Here we go. It isn't just about the gold for you, is it? There's more to this than you're letting on. Voice of the Circle? Sure. Wow. Even with all that? I have one inspiration only. I'm sure we're going to get more inspiration soon, so let's do it. Let's do it again.
You're like a dog with a bone, aren't you? Perhaps you are cannier than I first gave credit to be. I have some very special wares reserved for exclusive clientele, but I think you've earned a peek.
Ooh, okay. That's it? You're just a merchant?
Just a merchant. At least look at what's on offer before you embarrass yourself.
Alright, alright. Let's take a look. Hold snap. Offhand only. Chilling counter. When a creature misses you with an attack, it must succeed a DC 13 Constitution saving throw, or be chilled for 2 turns. What is chilled? Affected entity is vulnerable to cold damage and resistant to fire damage. Okay. If we're focusing on using cold damage, it could be good. Although it grants that resistance to fire damage as well. Dwarven Thrower. Homing weapon. This weapon will return to its owner when thrown. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, maybe. Dwarven Thrower. A dwarf throwing this warhammer deals an extra 1 to 8 bludgeoning damage. Excuse me. Okay, well, we don't really have any dwarves in the party, so can't really benefit from that. But I wonder where we would, like, I guess it would have to be us creating our own, like, dwarven character, but we're still gathering allies as well, right? So maybe. If the target is a large, huge, or gargantuan creature, the strike deals an additional 2 to 16 bludgeoning damage. That sounds really cool, to be fair. But probably not a purchase that I'm willing to make right now. Hell Rider Longbow. Heightened Awareness. Gain a +3 bonus to initiative rolls and advantage on perception ability checks. Fiendish Fire. Once per turn, a creature hit by this weapon will possibly be affected with Fairy Fire. I think we've seen Fairy Fire before, but shedding dim lights. Incoming attacks have advantage, cannot be invisible. Okay. I mean, the only thing that I'm really impressed with is the +3 to initiative, and the fact that this is going to guarantee, like, at least 1 more point of damage every single time it's used, compared to the Jolt Shooter. But I do still feel like the Jolt Shooter is giving us a lot more thanks to the lightning charges. Especially with some of the other equipment that we currently have, right? Like, the lightning charges are essentially giving us that extra damage, and if we get to 5 charges, we deal like an additional 1 to 8. Yeah, let's take a look further. Sethan. +2, 2 to 13 damage. Spiritual Great Axe. Reduce. So, creatures that are reduced have disadvantage on strength checks and saving throws. Robe of Supreme Defenses. While concentrating, you add your spellcasting ability modifier to your saving throws and gain a +1 bonus to armor class. That sounds pretty good, although I think what we have for Gale at the moment has something to do with spell save DC, potentially, which is very important. Yeah, I might have to come back to some of this stuff and see whether or not we want to buy any of it. What about the cloak? The nymph cloak. Dominate person. Level 5. Enchantment spell. That's all that it's giving us. And I can't say that that's the the preferred action to take every time we're in combat, but I feel like this is a decent thing to buy at the very least, because we don't have a lot of cloaks. I don't have cash. Sending all that cash back in the camp was probably a bad idea, since I do actually need a little bit of it. What is this? Crawler mucus.
Criminals, and we won't have them.
File a report, and I'm sure the Manic will deal with it.
These wares are too exotic to have been purchased from refugees, surely. Who's your supplier?
Trade secrets. But I can guarantee you that nothing I have to offer was stolen. It was all given happily and willingly. Every last item.
Very suspicious. Anyway, I think it might be good to see if we can get some cash to buy the cloak. And we'll place the cloak on someone at the very least, like, let's see. I mean, Will could take it. He doesn't have a cloak. Or I could give it to Lae'zel. Maybe have this one on Will instead. Yeah. Let's just quickly grab that cash. And it seems like blue is attracting like the biggest amount of discount there, or a bigger discount than I normally see when I'm using Will. Let me just try that interaction again.
You see to peruse the special goods, I take it.
39, okay. Perhaps maybe it was more to do with... Yeah, okay, it's up to 600 now. Maybe it was because of the guidance that I had? Is that a thing?
Indolence breeds madness.
No one back home will ever believe this. Welcome. You see to peruse the special goods, I take it.
Still minus 39. There must have been something else that we did during the conversation that gave us that additional discount. But yeah, let's go back to Will in that case. It could have been the voice of the circle, and that only lasts for 10 turns. So there you go.
The pride of the gate. I took you for one of them. You're a recent arrival for sure. These wretches have nowhere to call home. Nothing to live off but what they carry. Alas, you can't eat grandmother's ashes. Nor can you... Is that so? Well, perhaps you should retrieve her then.
Okay, so let's just quickly grab the nymph cloak. And yeah, we'll balance that offer, and I don't really think there's really too much that I can let go of. I might just drop that in there. Ooh, I forgot to put that on. Ah, that's alright. I'm okay with spending that much. So let's plop that on. So she's got an additional option now. Not that I'll probably be using Dominate Person that much, but at the very least, she's got a cloak now as well, or everyone's got a cloak. Gonna want to continue exploring this area with all of the refugees, but I think that's something that we're going to have to continue with in the next episode. For now, this is where we'll leave it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As usual, drop me a like if you enjoyed it. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.